Hello everyone and welcome to a new virtual pet video. In this video I'm just doing my usual update of what I'm raising, but with the addition of testing out the external mic, and I'm using the same mic that I use for my podcast recording, which is, I have two of them. So I have this one here, it's the Audio-Technica ATR 2100. Which is an absolutely fantastic microphone. I've been using it for the majority of the podcast, so definitely around 5 years now. And it was recommended to me by Jeff Ruberg from Digis when I was looking to upgrade my the sound quality of the podcast many moons ago. So it's a really nice microphone, and I'm basically testing it out on how it is for the video. So I've got it, it's a USB and XLR microphone, so when I'm recording stuff with more people in person, I'm actually plugging this in through the XLR to my Zoom H5, which is an audio mixer. So a lot of the podcasts when I'm recording in person with someone are actually using two microphones through XLR, and but for the majority of the time when I'm podcasting online, I'm using this one and its little tripod plugged into my computer, and it does the job, and I'm pretty impressed with it. It's not too expensive. It's I was tossing up between this and the Blue Yeti, which a lot of other people tend to talk about when it comes to podcasting, but I definitely just recommend this microphone. That's not a paid sponsorship or anything, though I mean I would be happy to do so, but this is completely unpaid. I very much love the ATR 2100. So now I'm giving it a bit of a go with the with my phone. So you can see I've got it connected to a mic stand, and there is the mic right here with the pop filter and shock mount. So hopefully the sound is a touch better than just using the internal phone audio, but I guess you'll be the judge of that, and I guess me when I'm editing this together. So yeah, so over the next couple of videos, hopefully you'll see some improvement of quality or something along those lines. And yeah, so it's a learning experience, just me, like I did with the podcasts 5 years ago. It's just me improving the general quality of the product. So yes, let's continue. So I think Gurumon's still asleep for some reason. So I can't even see that time. It's 9:28, so Gurumon is still asleep. Garudamon, however, is awake. And yes, I have confirmed that Garudamon and Garurumon are both evolutionary dead ends. I'm not killing them because I just don't like... I don't know why. Maybe it's to all the VPET-oriented manga that I've read, but the killing of Digimon is... I do not want to just reset it or just take the batteries out or just let it die, so I'll just probably just look after it, but not particularly as well as I would be if I was expecting an evolution. So they're just sort of sitting there for the time being. Speaking of which, also just sitting there in fridges is Omegamon and Pukamon. I've trained them enough so I can battle them on Alpha Link with the decom, and now they're just going to sit in fridges for a bit until I decide to raise something else. Next we have Lalamon still asleep, so that's fine with her Copymon. Once she evolves to Sunflowmon, I'll be very diligent in getting those battles, and also exceedingly diligent in continuing to get the battles when she eventually evolves to Lilamon, which is where my problem usually lies. I usually kind of give up by the time she evolves to Perfect, because I'm awful. Next up, we've got Betamon calling for my attention, so I guess Betamon will be on next. Again, the call sound for the version 20th is so accelerated, and I don't know why. It's kind of weird. Yeah, Betamon's getting as many care mistakes as possible, so I'll just ignore that. As for Patamon, who I didn't make enough care mistakes clearly to get Kunemon, so I'm stuck with Patamon. So yeah, I'm aiming for Bakemon now, so that's the ghost. So overfeeding and calls. The reason for that is mainly because I've already made too many calls to get something like Centomon or Unimon. So we're going to aim for Bakemon instead. So just basically calls and training. Already got the calls in, the training in, but not the calls. So they're just sort of sitting there waiting to get enough calls and then evolve. Likewise, I have Tentomon on the V6, didn't make enough care mistakes to get Otamamon, which is fine. Gekomon is obviously the poo monster for the version 6, so I'm not too bothered by that. I'll still get the Gekomon from Tentomon. It's just a matter of making sure I don't train it. I'm going for lots of care mistakes and no training at all, which is quite easy because I really, and I've mentioned this before, I do not like the training mini game on the version 6 because it's the same as the version 1, and it's just chance. So what next? Oh yes, Eevee. So the Eevee Chi is hopefully getting average care. I use the Tamagotchi Wikia for my evolution requirements, and they don't give a number of care mistakes, they just say average care. So I'm definitely made enough care mistakes to get average care, but I'm not going to get any more care mistakes because I don't want the bad care, which is the Ditto Eevee. So basically just sort of letting it sleep with the lights on, which I've done every night except for the first night because I hadn't checked the evolution requirements yet. So yeah, that's basically everything I'm raising at the moment. Some things are just going to sit there, some things are in the fridge. Lalamon will evolve to Sunflowmon no matter what I do to her, so she's also just kind of sitting there. Same. So a lot of the ones I'm running at the moment, I'm just sort of letting sit there because they need care mistakes. So I guess it is the bad care hatch, or the Digi hatch after all. And Eevee, I think I'll stop making care mistakes, so maybe she's the only one I'm actually focusing on at the moment. But yeah, so that's everything I'm running at the moment. Please let me know what you think of the overall sound quality. I've also slightly moved the camera to the side a bit and back a bit more, just so there's a bit more in screen. I've got a light box coming in the mail, so hopefully that does something in terms of the lighting, which I don't think is a huge problem at the moment, but if it's anything to improve the product. In terms of the sound for this episode, hopefully I set up the external mic correctly and it's not just going through the internal mic. And also I hope I've positioned my microphone at a correct distance and at a correct angle so that it sounds fine. It's not as directional as the Blue Yeti, which is one of the reasons I like it. You can just sort of sit around the microphone and the sound is fairly good quality. Also, let me know if I'm too close to the microphone. I'm sitting around the same distance as I would be for a podcast, but it's the first time I've used it for a video like this. Usually I'm just using the internal microphone, and when I say usually, I mean all the time, and I'm using these microphones primarily for podcasting and for my actual real job when I do tutorial videos for the software. So yeah, let me know what you think, because this is a new journey for me. And thanks for watching, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye!